Hello, good morning. Today I also will read two story of the Dhammapada in the Dhammapada book. The first story is the story of a resident pupil of Thera Mahakassapa. And this is the second story, sorry. The first story is the story of a certain person. And the second story is the story of a resident pupil of Thera Mahakassapa. The first story, the story of a certain person. While reciting at the Jidavana monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 60 of this book with reference to a certain young man and Kim vicinity of Kosala. One day, Kim vicinity, while going out in the city, happened to see a beautiful young woman standing at the window of her house, and he instantly fell in love with her. So the king tried to find ways and means of getting her. Finding that she was a married woman, she sent for her husband and made himself at the palace. Later, the husband was sent on an impossible errand by the king. The young man was to go to a place, Iojana, 12 miles away from Sauti, bring back some Gumuda lotus flowers and some red earth called Arunavati from the land of the dragons, Nagas, and arrived back at Sauti the same evening. In time for the king's bath, the king's intention was to kill the husband if he failed to arrive back in time and to take the wife for himself. Hurriedly taking a food packet from his wife, the young man set out on his errand. On the way, he shared his food with the traveler. He also threw some rice into the water and said loudly, O guardian spirits and dragons inhabiting this river, King Basinadi has commanded me to get some Kumuda lotus flowers and Arunavati red earth for him. I have today shared my food with the traveler. I have also fed the fish in the river. I now share with you the benefits of the good deeds I have done today. Please get the Gumoda lotus and Arunavati red earth for me. The king of the dragons, hearing him, took the appearance of an old man and brought the lotus and the red earth. On that evening came vicinity, fearing that the young husband might arrive back in time, had the city gates closed early. The young man, finding the city gates closed, placed the red earth on the city wall and stuck the flowers on the earth. Then he declared loudly, O citizens, be my witness. I have today accomplished my errand in time as instructed by the king. King Basinadi, without any justification, plans to kill me. After that, the young man left for the Jidavana monastery to take shelter and find solace in the beautiful atmosphere of the monastery. Meanwhile, King Basinadi, observed with such a desire, could not sleep and kept thinking out how he would get rid of the husband in the morning and take his wife. At about midnight, he heard some airy sounds. Actually, these were the doleful voices of four persons suffering in Laha Gombi Niraya. Hearing those weird voices, the king was terrified. Early in the morning, he went to the Buddha as advised by Queen Malika. When the Buddha was told about the four vices the king had in the night, he explained to the king that those were the wise of four beings who were the sons of rich men during the time of Kassapa Buddha, and that now they were suffering in Loha Gombi Niraya because they had committed such a misconduct with other people's wives. Then the king came to realize the debra- depravity of the deed and the severity of the punishment. So he decided then and there that he would no longer covet another man's wife. After all, it was on account of my intense desire for another man's wife that I was tormented and could not sleep the whole of last night. He reflected that King Basinari said to the Buddha, Venerable, now I know how long the night is for one who cannot sleep. The young man who was close at the time also said, Venerable, because I had traveled the full distance of a yojana yesterday, I too know how long the journey for a young yojana is to one who is weary. Combining their two statements, the Buddha spoke in verse as follows. Long is the night to one who is wakeful. Long is the journey of one yojana to the traveler who is tired. Long is the samsara, round of revolves, to the fool who is ignorant of the true Dhamma, or teachings of the Buddha. At the end of the discourse, the young man attained suitable fruition. This kind story, this story of a resident pupil of Thera Mahakassapa. While residing at the Jedavana monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 61 of this book with reference to a resident pupil of Thera Mahakassapa. When Thera Mahakassapa was residing near Rajagaha, he had two young bhikkhus staying with him. One of them was respectful, obedient, and dutiful to the Thera, but the other one was not. When the old Thera chided the latter for his slackness in his duties, he was very much offended. On one occasion, he went to the house of a lay disciple of the Thera and lied to them that the Thera was ill. Thus, he got some choice food from them for the Thera. But he ate the food on the way. When admonished by the Thera for this, he was extremely angry. The next day, when the Thera was out in his aunt's round, the young foolish Bhikkhu stayed behind, broke the pots and pans, and set fire to the monastery. When a Bhikkhu from Rajaga told the Buddha about this, the Buddha said that it would have been much better for Thera Mahakassapa to live alone than to live with the foolish companion. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows. If a person seeking a companion cannot find one who is better than or equal to him, let him resolutely go on alone. There can be no companionship with a fool. At the end of the discourse, the bhikkhu from Rajagaha attained Sadapati fruition. Today, I already finished reading the true story of the Dhammavara in the Dhammavara book. I hope today also you will get some knowledge and wisdom of the Dhamma as usual, because the Dhammavara stories are very helpful for the one who are trying to learn and practicing the teachings of the Dhamma to attain higher Dhamma or wisdom of the knowledge. Thank you all for your listening.